Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video I got you guys an absolute banger again. It is gonna be Vex in the mid lane. And I'm sure a lot of you guys play this champion wrong, because when I started playing Vex I also played her wrong, until I finally looked up some guides on how to play her and actually looked at pro players playing her as well. Then I finally started playing her wrong, and let me just tell you, she's insane. She's insanely strong, especially like if you like playing Annie, for example, you're gonna love Vex as well, and I'll explain more of that during the gameplay. It's such an amazing one-shotting champion. So, let's first talk about how to build Vex. Of course, there's timestamps in the description to just skip to the gameplay. There are multiple ways to build Vex, but I'm really only gonna talk about this way, because this is really the superior way. Like, going Luden's Echo. You know what is funny? I really think that sometime in the future, Riot is gonna nerf Luden's Echo a lot, and like, all my videos on mages are gonna have sort of invalid build parts, because Luden's Echo is like, I really think that in the future they're gonna destroy Luden's Echo, because right now Luden's Echo is basically like Stormrazor. Every ADC builds Stormrazor, like 90% of the ADCs build Stormrazor first item, you know what I mean? Luden's Echo is the same for mages, so take it with a grain of salt in all these videos that likely in like a few months from now, you know, it's not gonna be a first item, but right now you go Luden's Echo. Then you go for the Infinity Orb, guys, not a Rabadon's Death Cap. So that they actually nerfed Rabadon's Death Cap a while ago. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but Infinity Orb is much better. It's sure it gives you less damage than Rabadon's Death Cap. However, against squishies in the early game, it actually gives you more damage. Secondly, it gives you movement speed. Third of all, the critting, guys. That's what it's all about. Like when you have two items, because of the critting, you are literally gonna one-shot anyone from 35% health. When you ult on that champion, instant one-shot. Like, not even a chance to counter it when you have that Infinity Orb. If you have a Rabadon's Death Cap, you know, you're gonna do much less damage to enemies that are at low HP. For the boots, you always go Ionian Boots of Lucidity, and pretty much always Stasis as well. Stasis is really good. Like, always go for Stasis. Because after you ult, and you do your full combo, you can actually stasis. Let's say it went wrong, you didn't get a kill. You can then use stasis so your teammate follows up and saves you, right? Third item is going to be a Rabadon's Death Cap. However, you can go for Void Staff third item. If you really need a Void Staff, go for the Void Staff. And then Rabadon's Death Cap. And the last item, you know, Banshee's Veil is generally going to be nice. If you need anti-healing, you can go for the Green Book. But Banshee's Veil is generally what you'll want to go for because of the shield that it gives you. It's really nice to have that shield. For the runes, you go for Electrocute. And you know what's funny? All of these runes are bad on Vex. Like, literally all of these don't make any sense on Vex. Like, Brutal, no. Gathering Storm, sure, but, you know, you want to have early game damage. Hunter, Vampirism, why would you need Vampirism? Triumph is meh either, like, it's just not that good. Sudden Impact, only useful when you ult. Again, not useful, you know, not that useful. Weakness, you're not using too much. Scorch, you can play, but again, it's really not useful. Like, only when you play Vex in the support role, which is playable, you can go for Scorch, because then it's actually really good to poke. Giant Slayer is playable, but keep in mind, you don't want to pick Vex into these melee champions. Melee champions, like these bruisers or tanks, hard counter Vex. So that, again, you know, it counters itself, Giant Slayer. You don't want to pick Vex into these tanks. So none of these runes make any sense on Vex. That's why you just go for Gathering Storm. Just get AP in the late game. You know, that's all that's useful here. Third, when you go Bone Plating, it's funny because Vex normally is not supposed to go Bone Plating because you already have your second ability, which gives you a shield. But yet again, Bone Plating is so broken right now that you go for it on Vex. But I'm gonna predict that they're gonna nerf Bone Plating sometime in the future. If that happens, you of course need to go for something else. You know, Hunter Titan can be nice. Adaptive Carapace is especially really nice. Like, Adaptive Carapace is probably my favorite, to be honest, after the Bone Plating. Because when you get to a low amount of HP, you use your second ability, you get that shield. While you're at the low amount of HP, the shielded HP is also going to have the bonus armor or magic resist. If you didn't understand what I said, basically when you're low HP, you're super tanky. Even when you shield yourself, you become extra super tanky. It all compensates each other. Fourth rune, always Hunter Genius, because you finish off enemies, you know, over and over again. So you'll be able to get the unique finishes very easily. So you get a lot of ability haste from this. For the spells, you go for Flash and Ignite. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. Oh my god, it's so loud. Is it loud for you guys too? Let me see. It's actually too loud, I think. Sorry guys, you see a black screen? But let me just turn it down real quick. I think the sound should be much better now. So, yes. Let's take a look at what's all about to happen this game. Because, when Lonelykid sends me a video, I know it's gonna be good. I know. So first of all, as Vex, level 1, you always start with third ability. I used to make the mistake to start with first ability. And sure, first ability does more damage. But this is the exact reason why you start with third ability. You see how we just nearly half-life Tristana right there? Because hitting your third ability in lane is actually pretty easy. It's really, really easy. You just have to put it on top of the enemy. And it's so, like... It's not, it's easy to hit. He even hit that one. Let's see, did he actually even hit that one? Like, that one was not even aimed well, but he still hit it, you know what I mean? So, like, as long as you aim it well, you're pretty much gonna hit it all the time. You're pretty much gonna hit it all the time, and you're gonna be poking the enemies a lot in lane. Like, level 1, you're such a bully. Because when you hit it, right after you hit it, you're going to be able to hit 2 basic attacks, which procs your electrocute. Of course, when you're at a higher level, you're going to use your abilities, but at level 1, you can already proc your electrocute. As long, like, he missed it right there, unfortunately, but as long as you hit the enemy, you can go and proc electrocute. You could have actually probably killed Tristana right there if he hit it, because he could have flashed in, ignite, basic attack, first ability, proc electrocute. He would have probably killed Tristana right there. I really think he would have killed her. Of course, when you put the eyes on the enemies, when you taunt enemies, you'll put an eye on top of them, which you can, when you basic attack them, it refunds the cooldown of your passive. So it's really, really nice. And it does bonus damage. So it's really good to do, because then you can taunt the enemy more often. Like here, boom, you see, he refunded it and he did a lot of damage. He can kill Tristana here. Like he can flash towards her, use his second ability, exactly. She's dead. Like, this is a really easy kill. If you didn't see that this was the absolute easiest kill on Vex, you need to work on your Vex. Because, like, look at how clearly he could kill her. He has a taunt, he has second ability, and he has ignite. So you flash close enough to Tristana, use your second ability like this. You see, it's max range second ability, ignite, basic attack, first ability, and you run away. Honestly, even if he didn't use his first ability, he would have still killed Tristana. So... he would have killed... it was just an easy kill. That's what I'm trying to say. A really, really easy kill. I mean, he's going back. But honestly, I think he could have gotten a third plate. Maybe he didn't think it was worth it to stay. He could have definitely gotten a third plate, but then he would have delayed his backboard. I still think it would have been worth to get a third plate, though. But who am I to say that, right? Like... right now, there is competitive Wild Rift going on. It's not too interesting or anything, but Andres, Seth, and Lonelykid are both in a team together, and they are stomping everyone in Europe. These two players, with Nakres in the mid lane, Heste in the support role, and my god, is Heste a godlike player. And then Jash on the Dragon lane, and these guys are just the best at their roles. Every single player is just the absolute best at their roles. It's crazy. Like, they've made the god team right now, and they're demolishing everyone. Oh, I nearly forgot. Remember that I'm doing a giveaway again on YouTube. The way that it works, let me explain to you guys how it works. You put a comment under videos, and at the end of the month, I'm gonna take all of my videos and do a random comment picker. I'm gonna do it 3 times. So, like, basically 3 comments are gonna be picked from that month, and they're gonna get a random skin. It's like a random skin chest that you get, which you can open, and it's gonna give you a random skin from champions that you own. It works like that. Also, remember to check Twitter, because I'm giving away 2 more skins on Twitter. And it's a really simple way to enter. So you just have to retweet a tweet and follow me right there. So if you want to enter that one, make sure you follow my Twitter. There's a link in the description. Wanted to say something else? Yes, guys, please listen to me. Listen to me, okay? There is a scammer on my YouTube channel. And I honestly thought it was obvious. But look, please listen. Like, turn your volume up, okay? If someone replies to you pretending to be me, there is a very easy way to know it's not me. First of all, my account has a check mark. Like, it has a check mark because I have 100,000 subscribers. I have a check mark, so you really know it's me. You'll see if it's me. Secondly, if you can just click on the account that replied to you. If someone says, you want a giveaway, message me, I want money from you. You're not gonna send that person money for no reason. Make sure you check who it is. And even if it is me, even if it's me, if I'm asking you for money, don't give me money, guys. Why would I be asking you for money? If you win a giveaway, why would I be asking you for money? It makes no sense, but people still fall for it. Guys, I feel so bad that some people fall for this and lose money towards these types of scams. Don't fall for it. It's like, I can't stop it either. Like, I keep blocking the account, but he just obviously just makes a new one. I cannot do anything about it. YouTube doesn't have a system to prevent this stuff from happening either. So all I can do is just inform you guys about it, unfortunately. Don't fall for these kinds of things. The giveaways I do, I announce in my videos. Like, I am giving away skins. I am not giving away a PlayStation 5 or whatever, you know, whatever the scammer is pretending to give away. I'm not doing that. So please, just don't fall for this kind of stuff, guys. Don't. And warn others about it as well. Like, if you're in a community, it's not only my YouTube channel. If you're in a community, warn everyone about this giveaway, because, you know, there's also young, naive people. You know, if someone is like 13 years old watching my videos, you know, God bless these kids, they can fall for this kind of stuff. And these scammers are disgusting. They don't care that a kid is 13 years old and using his mom's credit card to send over, like, I don't know what kind of money. You know, it's disgusting, but everyone needs to know about it. I made a community post as well, but I still feel like not enough people know about it, because I still get people messaging me on Instagram and they're like, hey man, I just want to make sure it's really you that you know, that did the giveaway. And I'm like, no, it was not me. It wasn't me. I'm so sorry, but it's not me. So I'm sorry for talking about it for some, but I just don't want to. I don't want to see any viewer or any person get scammed. It's just so horrible. It's a horrible feeling to know that it happened on my channel. Like, someone lost money to a disgusting scumbag like that because of my videos. You know, it's so stupid because I didn't do a proper job warning people about it. So I'm sorry about that. I should have probably mentioned it sooner in my videos, but I honestly didn't think it was harmful. I just blocked that account every time and didn't think much of it. But man, some people did fall for it, I guess. So it happens, you know, if it happened to you, it happens, it's okay. But don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for it again, and let other people know about it too, please. Ooh, that was close to snipe. So that was that subject. Now let's talk about the video again. Yes. So the way you need to think about Vex is really strong mid-game. And I would say that a common misconception is that Vex is a late-game monster, okay? Look, I'm not saying Vex is not strong late-game. Vex is strong late-game, but she's not a monster in the late game. She's not a monster because Vex is a one-shot type of champion, right? Like, that's the whole point of Vex. She wants to one-shot the enemy. In the late game, think about it. I want you guys to think about it. In the late game, the way that Vex one-shots enemies is you use your ultimate, then you engage, and you one-shot them, right? But think about it. In the late game, people are gonna have stasis enchant. If you look at Annie, for example, you know, Annie is literally gonna one-shot the enemies without the enemies being able to do a single thing about it. If you look at Evelyn, she's gonna do the same thing, right? Diana, same story. But Vex, she can do the same thing, but if the enemy uses stasis, she's gonna lose all of her one-shotting potential. See, in the mid-game, people are not gonna have stasis, and you are gonna have that one-shotting potential. So mid-game, like right now, between level 5 and level 13, I would say, that's the real power of Vex. That's the real power of Vex. But after that, you know, champions are gonna start to get stronger. You're not gonna be able to one-shot tanks in the late game, you know, so you can't do that one either. And then the squishies are gonna get stasis enchant, and whenever you jump on them, they're gonna use stasis. So, of course, after they use stasis, you're still gonna one-shot them like crazy. But keep in mind, it's the same story as Zed. It's not that Zed is a weak late game champion, but people just get stasis. Same story with Fizz. Fizz is a bit different because even without his ultimate he can one-shot enemies, but Zed is a really good example, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind. You're really reliant on your ultimate with Vex. Like, you're really reliant on your ultimate, and make sure you hit it. Like, make sure you hit it and make sure you utilize it well. So besides just playing the game, make sure you actually check builds. Make sure you check who has stasis and who doesn't have stasis, because I don't want you guys to get caught, you know, going into the enemies and then you're ulting into them and boom, suddenly Camille uses stasis, you know what I mean? And then you just cannot do anything. Camille is actually a counter to Vex, by the way, because when you ult a Camille, when you go towards her, she can spam her ultimate, and before you reach her, she's gonna ult you, which means your ultimate is not gonna reach her. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but basically, she can stop your ult. Like, look, you see, this is the big damage you can do, but the problem is, you know, a tankier champion like Rakan, you're just not gonna one-shot. If he would have hit Tristana right there, he would have just one-shotted Tristana, of course. He is still gonna kill her here, But that's the point. Oh god, wow, okay, he still died. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't do that much damage to tanks either. So there's like a few things that Vex struggles with in the late game. Again, she is good. She's really good late game, but she's not a monster. There's a lot of champions that are stronger than Vex in the late game, and a lot of champions that can also just deal with Vex pretty easily. Oh, it's a nice engage from the Diana, by the way. Really, really nice engage right there. She got the kill as well. And she made it out alive. I want to say that his Lulu is playing pretty well. Like, the Lulu player is actually doing pretty well. Really, really good support. Is he gonna hit the ult? Is he gonna hit it? Ah, it's a risky ult like that. Like, if you hit it, you're gonna kill both of them. If you miss it, you're not gonna kill anyone. That's the thing with Vex. Like, this is not a champion for the faint-hearted player. Like, you can really screw up on this champion. You have to know, right? Like, it's a high-risk, high-reward champion. Like, you can try hitting your ultimate like that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you have to keep in mind, when you try to do something like that, you're going all in. You're going like all in or all out. That's really stupid. Why did I say it? Basically, you're gonna kill all of them or you're not gonna kill anyone. You can also play it a bit more safely, which is, you know, you can get closer to the enemy and then ult. But of course, when you do that, they're gonna see it coming. You know, it takes away the whole surprise factor. It's basically like, imagine if you're playing Evelyn, but you're not invisible, right? Like, your ult is still gonna do the same damage, but the enemies will see it coming and they're gonna take preemptive measures and try to stop it, right? So that's how you have to think about it. So you do the, like, you see, they know it's coming here. They know it's coming, so Rakan dodged it away. Like, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. What else did I want to say? So yes, you have to decide yourself which way you want to use your ultimate. And each situation is different. Oh, that's real ult. Sometimes it's going to be much better to take the risky ult. If it's a bit easy to hit. Like, if the enemy is within a choke point, you know, if the enemy is between two walls and you clearly see them moving some way, they don't know where you are, you can of course aim it and you know, predict where they're gonna be, and you can hit it relatively easily. But if the enemies know exactly where you are and they're fighting your teammates already, it's not gonna be easy to hit, because of course when they're fighting, the enemies are gonna try to dodge around, right? So you're trying to hit an enemy who's already trying to dodge abilities. So that's how you have to think about it, basically. Some moments it's gonna be really easy to hit an ultimate like that. Other moments it's gonna be nearly impossible. Like, now it should be easy. You know why? Actually, it was not easy, but I thought it was gonna be easy because the enemies were chasing his team. Ooh, the enemies were chasing his team. If the enemy is chasing your team, you should kind of know where they're gonna move, but at the end they stopped chasing and he actually still got a lucky hit. So it's pretty funny that he got the lucky hit. Where the hell did that set come from, by the way? He just pushed Ezreal right into his team. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like. I don't know. Yeah, just give it a like if you're enjoying it. Wait, what the hell? Kayn just became invisible. You see that? Wait, what? Wait, I want to see that again. If Kayn goes into that wall, he becomes invisible? Look! He's invisible! But Seth pulled him out of it. What? I actually didn't know that was a thing. Kayn can become invisible when he goes into the outer wall? Is that a bug or is that a thing? I feel like that's a bug, because that shouldn't be a thing. He shouldn't be invisible. You know, when he walks into a wall, he's not invisible. You can still target him normally. But he becomes invisible in the outer wall. Interesting. Seems like actually Lonelykid, the way that he builds it, he builds the component of Infinity Orb. Then he builds Rabadon's Death Cap. Does he have a Void Staff as well? Let me see real quick. Oh, yeah. So he actually doesn't build the Infinity Orb early. Interesting. He builds that component, then he builds the Rabadon's Death Cap, then he builds the Void Staff, and then he builds the Infinity Orb. Basically, the way that I make these videos is I only watch at what the players build at the end of the match, and then I change my build, or I don't change the build. It depends. I basically explain it based on what they build. So I don't watch the game to make it a bit more fun, right? Like, so I am watching it for the first time as well. Like I only watch the scoreboard, and of course sometimes I can tell that it's gonna be a pretty crazy game, right? Wow, Kane, a lot of damage right there. So sometimes I'll get the build wrong, like today's video. It happened earlier as well. Like I thought that he just straight up built Infinity Orb second item, but no, he's building the component, then he builds the Rabadon's Death Cap, then he builds the Void Staff, and then he finishes the Infinity Orb as like his fourth item. Enemies are actually doing pretty well, and I feel like the enemies do have a stronger comp in the late game. This is really not gonna be an easy game. Like, look at this. They have Ezreal, they have Kayn, they have Camille. They have such strong champions in the later stages of the game. Wow. See that Camille damage right there? Oof. Damn. It's gonna be an interesting game, huh? I think the enemies could have actually done Baron, maybe. Oh. He tried to catch, like, he tried to do a cheesy ultimate if someone was backporting there. That would have been the most disgusting catch ever if it worked. It could have. Wait, what is Camille doing? What is it? Oh, she nearly died. Ah, but imagine if he had his ultimate now. Oh, Lonelykid. You messed up. He messed up. Imagine if he had his ultimate now, guys. Oh, she ran away. He would have actually caught her. If he didn't do that throw ult, like the risky ultimate again, he would have killed Camille right here. Oh, that's so tilting, man. That's actually so tilting. Wow. Yeah, now he got stasis as well. Really, really helpful in this game to get stasis. What is he going for? Cosmic Drive? Cosmic Drive? Really? I don't even know what this item is. Horizon Focus. It like deals bonus damage to the enemies if you stun them from a long range or something like that. Like these new items, man. The game is changing. There's more new items coming out as well. It's they bring out quite a lot of new items. Oh, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like here, let me go back. So let me explain to you why this worked. The enemies didn't have vision. The enemies didn't know what was gonna happen. They are clearly walking to the right. You see, they're clearly walking to the right. So what does Lonelykid do? He just simply shoots it. He times it perfectly to, you know, because they were walking to the right. He hits the Tristana. And because it's such a surprise factor, he instantly ults in. And Tristana doesn't even have time to react. Look, it's too late. Her reaction is too late. And he already killed her. You see that? This is exactly what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. And he used his stasis because the enemies could have one-shotted him. He can't really go on the Kayn right here. Now he can, but earlier he couldn't. Nice flash, by the way. Can't they just... No, they cannot end the game. No, they can only get the dragon. Because there's still 2 enemies alive. He has a Cosmic Drive. His team is just gonna take the dragon, so... he can just go back. Okay, he went for Cosmic Drive. Interesting. I wouldn't really think about going Cosmic Drive on Vex, to be fair. I guess it's good if you go in with your ultimate and then you get a lot of movement speed to run away. I'm just gonna try to hit an ult here. Ah, it's so risky to do ultimates like that. Like, that right there was not a good ultimate. There was no reason for him to do an ultimate like that. Because Draven was totally fine right there. Like, he could have used his ultimate here, right? Like, here he could have actually gone on the Ezreal if he wanted to. Would have been a free kill. So he did kind of screw up. Yeah, he completely screwed up. Like, again, you see how punishing it is if you screw up your ultimate like that? And see, after you use your ultimate, you're really not that strong. Like, you only have a few abilities to shoot. Sure, they do quite a lot of damage, but it's nothing major. It's only your ultimate when the game becomes fun. Like this, you see? Exactly. And here he's gonna wait for the Ezreal, and he's gonna ult him. Exactly. You see? This is the whole point of the ultimate. Here he's just dead. But it's okay, because he killed 2 enemies. Yeah, I actually sold the Cosmic Drive. I went for, what is that item called? I keep confusing it with a Vainglory item, and the Vainglory item did the exact same. The Vainglory item is called Celestial Shroud, and it had the exact same passive, Banshee's Veil, that's what it's called. It was literally the pretty much exact same item, only it didn't give AP. That's it. But besides that, it was exactly the same. Really funny that both games had like nearly exactly the same item with exactly the same passive. A spell blocking shield. Oh, the enemies are trying to go Baron. That's a level 15 Camille, by the way. That's never good. That's never good to be against. That does a lot of damage. But look at that Draven damage though. What the hell? Oh my baby. What? Draven is just 1v9ing with the Lulu. Look at that damage. Draven Lulu does that? Did you see that damage, guys? Hello. Oh my god. He's got a triple kill. Ah, look at what Lonelykid is doing. He's not actually helping his team. He wants to kill the Ezreal. Oh, and he hit him. Of course he hit him. Of course he hit him. I mean, what else would you expect? Of course he's gonna stasis here. Oh my god. This is Vex for you guys. Like, that's so disgusting though. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let's take a look at how much damage he did and everything like that. I believe he's master. Yeah, he's master here. He did 48.8 thousand damage this game, which is a lot of damage. He even did a lot more damage than the Draven, which is pretty crazy. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.